Hi, I'm Mark, and welcome to Let's Vibe. So, it's been a minute since I last posted, and the month of May as a whole was really challenging. It felt like, it just kind of felt like a climax of stress and, the same kinds of stresses or stressors and same situations that I've been dealing with and trying to move out of for the last year. And that's really been part of this whole manifestation journey that I've been talking about in prior videos. And yeah, this past month was a real challenge. Just really pushing that perseverance, just staying committed. Some things happened that I know certain events that have taken place in at the end of April, actually, were definitely aligned with what I've been manifesting. And it was one of those things where something falls away, something that you might not want to fall away. But it happened, and I really was, at first I could see okay, things are falling away to make room for something new. I can see that. But then, the reality, the emotional reality, honestly, the grieving of losing something that's been very important and very stabilizing. Those emotions did come up and it got intense. It triggered a lot of fears, old fears. I felt like, in those moments, I really felt like I was back at square one, like my life had just gone in one big circle. A circle of 20 years, a 20-year long circle, and I felt like I was just back at the beginning. But I know on a deeper level that that's not true, because I've done a lot of inner work, a lot of energetic work, and yeah, I'm not at all who I was 20 years ago. But yeah, it was rough to move through those emotions, to really, I really just had to allow the emotions to pass through. And I was triggered and yelled at my mom on Mother's Day. I wasn't really yelling at her, but I was yelling about my circumstances, yelling about the changes that had happened, and basically just, I was really in that space, that headspace of, I felt like I'm just racing forward towards a cliff. I couldn't see anything ahead of me. Like, it was dark. It was just it looked like a drop off. And so I was just really feeling the fear of that, the unknown. So yeah, it was a good 3 or 4 weeks of like working through emotions, just feeling very shaken up, feeling like, because it really was, what was lost was a foundational to my living, my it was a major financial change. And I had kind of seen it coming because of the healing that I've been going through over the last 5 years, especially. I could kind of see that this was a possibility, that my financial situation and what I rely on for money could very well and is very well going to change, because I've changed a great deal, and I'm not going to try to hold on to what I know has been a block to something more, something greater. But yeah, it didn't really, knowing that didn't really make it easier, emotionally. But yeah, so that was like that was kind of like the first big change after so many months of really not seeing much of anything on the outside. No changes on the outside. And then just like 4 days ago, on the 22nd of May, well, I could feel something starting to happen a couple days before then, around the 20th, but a big, energetic, spiritual opening, awakening, upgrade started happening. And it wasn't just one moment or one thing. It's really been a series of just an influx of high vibrational energy. I've been feeling a lot of my chakras expanding, really all of the major chakras. And so it's funny though, because, and yeah, I would call this a breakthrough, specifically an energetic and spiritual breakthrough, for sure. A mental and emotional breakthrough. But what's funny is that 3 months ago, I may have mentioned it in a previous video, but I had done a small psychic fair. I participated as a tarot and oracle reader. And it was a very slow day. We only got a couple customers come in, but the woman who hosted the event was taking place at her healing center that she owns and operates, and she practices traditional Hawaiian energy healing called Huna, and she is of Hawaiian descent. And during the downtime, all of the downtime that we had during that day, she said, hey, would you be interested in doing a breakthrough session with me? And I was like, sure. So her breakthrough session was basically a meditation, a guided meditation, using visualizations and incorporating her traditional Hawaiian healing into it. And it's, as the name suggests, it's meant for breakthroughs. And one of the, I'd say like the main breakthrough that I was wanting to work on was with money and my finances. So it was a powerful meditation. I loved it. And afterwards, she said to me, like, you know, give it a few days, you know, to let the energies sink in. And then, like a minute later, she said, like, yeah, I'll probably see you, like, give it 3 months. And when she said that, it hit me a little bit, and I was like, ooh, I hope it doesn't take that long. Because, yeah, I was really feeling that need, really just wanting something quick or just faster. Anyway, of course, it was 3 months to the day when this spiritual breakthrough started happening. So, yeah, that's where I've been. And today, aside from that update, I wanted to talk about a stone that I picked for today's new moon in Gemini. I've been enjoying the Gemini energy, not just with the new moon, but, you know, having the sun in Gemini. And I was drawn to a special kind of stone that I had never heard of until I was just browsing crystals on Etsy. And I came across this stone called Suleimani Stone. And Suleimani is like the Persian or Arab, I might be wrong, but Persian or Arabic name for King Solomon, or maybe it's Hindi. They may also say it that way in Hindi. But, sorry, thinking about languages. Anyway, this stone, the Suleimani Stone, sorry, I should show it. So this is a Suleimani Stone, or Solomon Stone. As you can see, it looks like an eye. It looks like the evil eye. So it is very protective, just from that, the way it looks. You know, a natural, like a natural eyeball. But yeah, it's this white, cloudy white, bluish white on top, and then it has these many different layers of white, dark brown, and then black. It's got this one thin layer along the bottom of pure black, and then the bottom is a little more translucent, and it's got this, you know, cloudy bluish white with some brown. It's quite pretty. So this is a type of agate, and it comes from Tibet. But I guess the reason I thought of Hindi is because the seller was someone in India, and it was sold as a child's necklace, And I knew that I couldn't, wear it, but I really wanted to get it just because of the stone. I really liked the layering and the solid black layer, I think, is really powerful. And the reason I thought of Gemini in connection with this Suleimani stone is because of the white and black, and how Gemini is a duality. Two different faces, or two different energies within one person. And it's all about balancing those opposites and those differences, balancing the black and white. And that's been a theme of my life this past year, of just balancing heavy energies and light energies, balancing the energy of having and versus lacking. So it's really important to practice that balance of energies in your daily life, in practical life, by practicing staying centered, staying grounded, and really going deep within to find that center where you can anchor yourself. And I think earth work helps a lot with that. Grounding by just walking barefoot on the grass or in the sand, wherever you are. That's a great way, and it's such an easy way to connect with the energy of the earth, and it's naturally very, very grounding. So the Suleimani stone, though, I feel like it's quite mysterious. King Solomon is said to have, he didn't just have a lot of riches, he had a wealth of wisdom. And so I think with that comes a lot of mysteries, a lot of just unknowns. And so this is in terms of its energy, this stone is very, very grounding. It's very empowering. I feel like, I've had this for at least several years, and it's strengthening. I think as I've worked with it, as I've spent time with it over the years, I feel like it's aided me, or just aided with inner strength and connecting with personal power, meaning connecting with the knowledge and awareness of my own power that comes from deep within. It can be used to connect with the wisdom of King Solomon. And yeah, it's grounding, it's protective, it's very powerful. And yeah, I feel like it just I think it can help with learning to close your physical eyes and open up your third eye and see things clearly that might appear cloudy and vague to the physical eyes or the logical mind. This is a stone that can be used for that kind of sight, that inner vision, and psychic sight. But yeah, this is a really special stone. So it did come from India. But it wasn't expensive, and I think it's worth checking out. It's worth having in your collection if you really love to connect with different crystals. I think that this is a good one worth exploring. So, okay, I decided on the most ridiculous song for this stone, and it might seem kind of like inappropriate, but because this is Gemini, and because Gemini I feel like can be kind of goofy, out there. I think all of the air signs have that quality to some degree, but Gemini can be a little unpredictable. There's this song by this country singer, like pop country. Her name's Jessie James, and she had this, like, she had a single, a hit single. It wasn't like a huge hit, but it was somewhat of a hit back in the mid 2000s, and it's called Wanted. The music video is hilarious, but the song, the reason I chose it is not really because of the lyrics per se, but as I was listening to the song, I started laughing because I started thinking, like, this song could be sung in the context of manifestation, and the guy that she's singing to could be replaced with the universe. So I imagined the song being sung to the universe about manifestation and the manifestation process, and it just made me laugh. And I think Suleimani Stone is definitely in the realm of manifestation work. Definitely. Like I said, it's rather mysterious. It's got some mysterious magic to it and wisdom, and so it's easily a tool that can be used for manifestation. So yeah, I'll include a link to Wanted by Jessie James in the description box below. And feel free to leave a comment or question. I love to hear from you, and hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as always, thank you so much for vibing with me.